this. I know this may come as a shock to many of you, but I haven't been on a date in years. It's not that I can't get one. I feel like I actually can if I like put myself out there, but I'm a YouTuber who runs 4 YouTube channels and Twitch streams for a living, so I spend roughly 99% of my life in these 4 walls, which is probably not good for either my mental or physical health, but we're not talking about that today. Today, let's talk a little bit about the dating scene and why I think dating is like a dying art form. Now, the very first thing that I want to tell you is I'm not one of these weirdos who like goes out of their way and is like, you young people just don't know how to date anymore. This generation doesn't know how to date. Look at what used to happen to our parents. Look at how they used to date. And you look back on your parents or your grandparents' stories and it's always some 30-year-old dude hitting on a 16-year-old girl at the grocery store where she works at after school. Like, trust me, dating in the older days was probably not that much better. It probably wasn't that much greater. But when I say that I think dating is a dying art form, what I mean is that so many things are just not acceptable dates to people anymore. Let me pitch you a hypothetical, right? Let's say, for the sake of argument, let's just say you go out and you meet somebody. You think they're relatively attractive. You go and you ask them out on a date and they say yes. What is the date that you want to bring them to? A coffee shop? Maybe a little trip to like a Wendy's or something to grab a quick lunch? Maybe a picnic. A picnic's always a good idea. Taking a walk in a park together. That's pretty cool. These are all very simplistic, cheap dates. These are cheap. These are great first date things that you can do with somebody in order to get to know them and see if a second date is even possible. Everything I just fucking mentioned has been shot down by the internet on multiple occasions. And what made me end up making this video was today I saw a tweet where the girl posted a picnic date on the first date. He said, I'm tripping because I don't want that. I think it's too intimate. LOL. We not on that. Let's not pretend. I'm tripping. And everybody basically replied with, yes, you stupid bitch, you are. This culture of consistently shooting down all of these different date ideas because they're either too cheap or they're too quote unquote intimate is one of the dumbest things that I've started to witness. Now, what made me end up really wanting to make this video was I saw a follow-up tweet from a different person that read, the girl made a great point. A picnic is very intimate. You're in each other's personal spaces for an extended period of time. Why would you want to do that with someone you just met? Maybe that just makes too much sense. I don't know. Which is always the funniest way to follow up a take that you have. I love when people are always like, here's my shitty bad take, but maybe it makes too much sense. Because no, it doesn't make any sense. That's why we're mocking you for it. I actually quote tweeted that and I said, I think the reason dating is a dying art form is because you're all fucking idiots who don't understand why dates are a thing. Here's the thing. Dates are supposed to be intimate to a degree. You're supposed to be in each other's spaces, learning about each other. And the further you get along in dating, the more intimate and in each other's spaces you tend to be. Intimacy is not just fucking. Intimacy is about gathering closeness, right? When you're intimate with someone, you are becoming close with them. And the whole purpose of dates, especially first dates, is to be a little bit intimate. Like, I'm not saying like fucking get up in each other and be like, blah, 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 right? I'm just saying that the point of a first date is to be intimate with somebody so that you can learn about them so that you and that person can see if you want to take this relationship further, take it to the next level. But so many people don't fucking want that anymore. At least it doesn't seem like they want that. So many people just seem to want, like, I don't even know, actually. Like, the more that I think about it, like, I was about to go off and be like, oh, all of these people want this and this and this and unrealistic expectations. But actually, I don't know what you people want out of dating. I don't know what any of you are shooting for, right? Man, woman, non-binary, doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Either side of the spectrum, I have no idea what anybody wants out of dating anymore, because at this point, you all just seem to be bitching the bitch. Some dates are too cheap. Some dates are too intimate. Some dates are not enough. So I saw this tweet one time, probably like 2 years ago, where this girl was like, oh, he wanted to take me out on a date, but it was just dinner at his house and a movie. And that's not enough. And like, what the fuck do you mean that's not enough? The homie's cooking for you. He's cooking you a nice homemade meal, and y'all gonna sit on the couch and watch a movie, right? And then I saw another one where this guy was like, oh, I wanted to ask this girl out, but I don't want to spend any money. I guess I can't date now. And like, yes, you can. Like, you obviously can. There are a lot of free dates or really cheap dates, right? You can do that. But like, the way that everybody just approaches dating nowadays is like, I feel like a lot of people, the way people approach relationships in general seems to be this really odd transactional race to prove how good you are at the thing. You know what I mean? Like, do you guys know the whole conversation around like high value man versus high value woman? That entire conversation is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, because it treats relationships not like a partnership that you want to go with somebody in order to learn about them, in order to connect with them, in order to spend your life with someone you truly love and care about. Instead, it's all treated like it's all treated like you're looking for someone that's going to pay shit when you can't pay for it. You're looking for someone who's going to do things for you instead of doing things with you. And I think that's what dating culture has pretty much become. You're not looking for someone to take out and go somewhere and have a good time and talk and laugh and get to know each other. You're looking for someone who's going to provide you with something. Everything is about trying to get someone to provide you with something. And I think that's the reason so many of you feel loveless, right? So many of you feel like you can't find relationships, because you're not looking for a relationship, you're looking for a fucking business transaction. I saw this clip of a TV show once. I don't remember what the TV show was. And this guy talked to the woman. He was like, hey, why don't we, you're a businesswoman, I'm a businessman. What do you say we get married? And then they start negotiating like it's an actual business, like how many kids they want, vacation homes, where they're going to take their vacations, like all this different stuff. And it's a funny scene. It's played up for comedic laughs, but I feel like that's how you people approach dating. I feel like that's how you all approach dating. There's no art form to it anymore. There's no sensibility. There's no trying to actively get something, like provide. You want people to provide for you without providing for them, or vice versa, right? There's no let's just see where this goes type of attitude to dating. It's all about who can provide the best dates, or what's the most perfect date in your mind, when in reality, something like a coffee shop or a picnic or a walk by the river should 110%. Do you want to know one of the first dates I ever went on? Not the very first date I ever went on, but one of the first dates that I ever went on, probably like my third or fourth date I ever went on. I was around 20-ish years old. I was still living in Louisiana, and my granny was out of town. I was living with my granny at the time. She went out of town, and I invited this girl over to the house, and we just listened to jazz music in the living room. I didn't cook. We didn't order food or nothing. No, she just came, hang out, and our date was just listening to jazz music in the living room. At one point, we shared a little dance, and then at the end of the night, we said goodbye, went our separate ways. And that was perfect. Both of us enjoyed the date. Now, we ended up not continuing dating because her ex came back into her life, and she wanted to date him instead, which is, I could fill up a fucking 3.5 hour video with the amount of people who have dipped on me because their ex came back into their life. But anyway, the point is that it was an enjoyable date, and we both had fun. And that's the kind of dates that you should be looking for. Your first dates should be simplistic. The big extravagant dates at the $500 per meal restaurant and going to Paris or whatever, like all of these type of dates should be saved for like special occasions. Because even once you're together with someone, even once you're a couple and you're in a romantic partnership with someone, your dates should still be simple. You should still go on picnics, still go for walks by the river, still go get coffee, still go to a very simplistic restaurant. Like, you should still dance. You want to know one of the things I always wanted to do with my ex-wife that she never did? I've always wanted to just dance in the living room. with her. That's what I wanted from her. You know, same thing like I said for that date with that girl. I just wanted to dance in our living room. That's a great date. You should do more of those. But I don't know, man. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Do you think dating culture is dead? Do you think it's a dying art form? Do you think all these people are just up their own ass? Or do you agree with them? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.